Hi, welcome back to Fast Recap, and today I'm going to tell you about a 2000 movie called Bedazzled. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's incredibly important to us and motivates us to create more quality content. The insidious devil had been choosing her next victim for a long time, but when she saw Elliot Richards, she realized that the object was found. Elliot is a typical sissy, a loser incapable of courageous actions who will bow under any pressure. Despite Elliot's attempts to befriend his coworkers, they want nothing to do with him. However, Elliot does not despair either. In the evening, he goes to a bar in the hope of meeting his coworkers there, and indeed finds them at one of the tables. When he gets close to them, he notices Allison Gardner, with whom he has been in love for 4 years. His coworkers encourage Elliot to come over and talk to the girl, and he has to go, because he told them that he and Allison are buddies. The girl hasn't noticed him until that day, so she politely shrugs Elliot off. He says in desperation that he'd give anything in the world just to have Allison with him. At that moment, from the part of the bar where pool is played, a white ball flies under Elliot's feet. The spectacular girl in red asks for the ball back, saying that she has heard Elliot's words about Allison and can make them come true. Elliot mistakes her for a sex worker because of her swaggering demeanor and explicit innuendo, but the stranger appears to be a wish-fulfilling devil. To prove it, she asks Elliot to make a wish, and he says he wants a hamburger and a Coke. The wish is immediately granted, but not in the way Elliot expected. The two of them go to a fast food place and buy a hamburger and a Coke, and Elliot has to pay for everything, and the devil girl hints that wishes are not fulfilled just like that. Everything is paid for, but Elliot does not want to listen to her. He resents the deception. Then the devil invites Elliot to her nightclub. Here he is, welcomed as a superstar. Everyone wants to take pictures with him and please him. But even this does not convince the guy. Then the devil has to go to extreme measures to turn into a red-faced Satan with horns. Now Elliot realizes that the devil is really in front of him. He is frightened, but the girl behaves calmly and offers to conclude a contract, according to which she will fulfill 7 wishes of Elliot, and he will give his soul in return. Elliot hesitates. He does not want to part with his soul. Then the devil shows him a possible option from the future, where he kisses on the beach with Allison. Elliot signs the contract, and the devil hurries him to make his first wish because she has tons of things to do. He wishes to become powerful and rich, and for Allison to be his wife. Before he can blink, he finds himself in Colombia in a swanky mansion with the beautiful Allison lying next to him. Elliot has tons of servants, has his own stable, and a huge estate. He believes that his wife loves him and is faithful to him. But his subordinates disagree with him. He notices his wife with Raul, a handsome man who teaches the girl English, but they behave as if Raul teaches her other sciences. In a fit of jealousy, Elliot tries to get his wife to come clean, and she confesses that she slept with Raul, and Elliot disgusts her. Poor Elliot's troubles don't end there. He gets word of a problem at the factory. When he gets there, it turns out he's a drug lord. The Russian buyers are unhappy with the goods, but that's not the main problem. Raul is determined to get hold of not only his wife, but also the business. He attacks Elliot, and he has to flee. Save the guy, Russians. They fly away in their helicopter, and Elliot clings to him. On the flight, he presses 3 6s on the pager the devil gave him for such an occasion and is transported to his reality. Elliot reprimands Satan about his corrupted desire, but she skillfully excuses herself. Then to figure out what Allison really wants, they go to her bedroom and read her diary. In it, she dreams of an understanding and super sensitive young man. Elliot lights up at the idea, and the devil fulfills his wish. The loving couple materializes on the beach. Allison tries to say something to Elliot, but he interrupts her to pour out his feelings. At times, he stops to look at the beautiful sunset and let a man's tears flow, or to sing the girl a song about dolphins. Allison shows him that she's sick of all this. She loves him, but is not ready to endure the endless eruption of feelings and emotion. Here on the beach, there are men who look suspiciously like Elliot's colleagues at work and at the same time like drug lord subordinates. They behave rudely and defiantly, and then offer Allison to have a beer and make love without commitment. An overjoyed Allison agrees, leaving her lover to roar to tears from contemplating the sunset. Elliot returns to the devil, and she is about to grant his next wish. But this time, Elliot is cautious. He tries to bring Satan out into the open. However, the girl feigns insult and weakness to placate Elliot. He buys into this trick and then makes a wish. He wants to become a big masculine athlete that Allison will be crazy about. The devil turns him into a super successful basketball player with a surprisingly tall stature and a disproportionately small brain. Sports commentators rave about his game. The women love him, and even Allison comes to his locker room to interview him and continue the evening in his bed. Before she does, she wants to make sure Elliot has all his body parts in proportion to his height. But there's a small, very tiny surprise waiting for her. It was so tiny that Allison went to prepare the big stuff with another athlete. Not right away, but a grotty Elliot managed to dial 3 6s on his pager and was transported to his reality. He found Satan in the hospital, once exchanging patients' pills for candy. Elliot decided to make the most elaborate wish possible. He wants to become educated, smart, handsome, liked by women, and with big instrument. The devil embodies everything that Elliot has conceived. He shows up at a party, and the first thing he does is check the size of his device. The guests immediately take notice of him. He is a brilliant writer, able to charm any woman. Allison notices him. She has read all his books and wants to meet him. Elliot himself starts a conversation with her, which quickly turns into a savory direction. Elliot invites the girl to his house to test a theory about the sensitivity of the epidermis. He takes her in his arms, brings her into the bedroom, and here the couple is in for a surprise. Elliot's husband is sleeping in their marital bed. He becomes jealous, and Elliot is desperate to save the day. He wants to prove to Allison that he's not gay. So he kisses her, but he doesn't feel aroused. He has to face the truth. The devil is devious and has found a loophole even in such an elaborate wish. Having appeared before the devil, Elliot is not going to make his next wish. He's sure Satan will mess it up again. He's tired of romantic endeavors. He wants to be admired. He wants to do something important. And what could be more important than being president of the United States? The devil agrees with Elliot. She sends him to a reality where he is Abraham Lincoln. Elliot is transported to the day he is to be assassinated. While everyone is watching the play, Elliot hurriedly searches for his pager, finds it in his possession just before a pistol bullet is fired at him. Elliot doesn't want to make any more wishes. He's so tired of all this mess that he wants to go back to work. But the devil won't let him go. She appears on the monitor screen and asks him to make one last wish. Elliot insists that he has 2 wishes left because hamburgers and Coke don't count. He and the devil argue loudly, and then he goes to church to seek protection and advice from God. When the priest finds out why Elliot is in the church, he calls the police. He thinks he's crazy. The police also did not deal with the delusions of a weirdo about the devil and 7 wishes. This time, Satan appears in the form of a policeman and takes Elliot to a cell. She makes it clear that he can't get rid of her until he makes his last wish. There is another guy in the cell with Elliot. This mysterious man explains to Elliot that the soul cannot be sold, that it belongs to God. The stranger helps him accept the fact that you can't rely on miraculous wish fulfillment in life. After serving his time in a cell, Elliot goes to the devil to cancel the contract. He finds her at the club and they go to her room. There, she appears in an angel costume and says it's for a masquerade party. Elliot says he doesn't want to make any more wishes. He's tired of it all. But the devil loses his temper. She sends him to hell and on pain of death makes him make one last wish. Elliot then asks for Allison to always be happy. Annoyed, the devil lets Elliot go. According to the terms of the contract, which no one ever reads in full, if you sacrifice a wish for another person, the agreement is broken, which means Elliot has kept his soul. The devil also says that he is the only one in all time who can sacrifice his wish for the good of another person. Happy, he goes to work, where he meets Allison and tries to talk to her. He invites her for coffee, but the girl replies that she has a young man. They say their goodbyes. When Elliot arrives home, he sees a new neighbor who is indistinguishable from Allison. The girl's name is Nicole, and she's from France. It turns out that she and Elliot are very much alike. He volunteers to help Nicole with the movie. They start dating and live happily together. Meanwhile, the devil and the guy from prison, who turns out to be a god, play chess and watch the couple. That's all for today. What do you think of this movie? Write your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more such videos.